Hey everybody, welcome to another video. This one, I saw some stuff online on the Figure Toy News website. Really kind of ticked me off this morning, and I was ready and raring to do this. Sorry, just blow dry my hair, so everything's all blowing in my face. I got my fan on too, so I don't sweat like a pig. But anyways. I got, I was ready to, I was like, I was charged to just go do the scathing rant, epic rant type of thing. And I sat back and I went, I think I need to start stretching, getting flexible so that I can properly seat my head in my rectum and be positive. So I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to try to be positive. I'm trying to have to dwell on the negativity so much. And I've got something positive to talk about today. It is the first part of what will be even more positive second part. But as you can see from the title, we're talking about the Kiss dolls. I haven't done a Kiss video in a while. I haven't really got any Kiss things in a while. So I figured, hey, let's do a Kiss video. Let's do at least a first-parter, like a prequel, if you will. Or I guess a prequel will have to come out after the other one. So sorry, you're not that. To a two-parter, and then you can see where I'm going with this. So, let's take you back to 1978. And my love of Kiss started in 1978. Specifically, I got in as a kindergartner right at the end of their rule, pretty much. I mean, they kind of hit a wall in 1978, if you will, or maybe some people would even say 1979. But I'm only so old, so I couldn't, not as cool as some people who were lucky enough to be born a few years older than me, who got to see them from their heyday. I mean, that goes for bands like Rush, also another band, celebrating a 50th anniversary. And I realized that a lot of the things that I really like, I also noticed, I'm not going to get into it, but anyways, I noticed that one of the things I saw for Dungeons & Dragons slated it as a 50-year anniversary for this year. And that being the case, I realized that everything that I like, for the things I really like. I mean, there's obviously I like stuff from the 80s. I'm a child of the 80s. But things that are deep-rooted in me that I really, really sincerely like are as old as I am. Meaning, they seem to all come about right about the time I was born. So, me being 50 now, I mean, I'll be 51 in July, but I mean, essentially 50 now, for Rush's 50-year anniversary, Kiss's 50-year anniversary, Dungeons & Dragons' 50-year anniversary. I know I was talking a lot about 84 and a 40-year anniversary, but let's go back another 10 years. And, this is the time when, I was very young, kindergarten. I mean, 5 years old. So, I guess I would turn 6 in 79. Can't remember how the ages go on that. So I turned, so I was born in 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78. So 78, summer of 78, I turned 5, started kindergarten that fall, and then turned 6 in 70, summer of 79. So we're going right back to that time. And this is when the Kiss dolls were out, when they came out. I mean, the commercials on TV. I wasn't going to play the commercial, but just look it up on YouTube if you've seen it. Kiss, that's the name. Sorry, I did a little rendition myself of it. Kiss, they really look insane. So anyways, they came out these 12-inch dolls. Now, it's funny, I was also thinking about, because there was a rant that got me going about Star Wars stuff, and I thought to myself, in 78 also is when, they dropped the first, 12 Star Wars figures. Well, specifically, they dropped them, by 78, I believe it was. They were supposed, or did they come out, or I can't remember how the early bird thing worked exactly. I mean, I had them in kindergarten, and so did all my friends. Colin, it's not your day to bring Star Wars figures. I just remember that kid in class getting in trouble with Mrs. Elliott. Anyways, but that stuff had been out, and I was still in kindergarten. So even if, I guess, and I know I got the stuff at Christmas time, was when I had most of it, so it had to have been Christmas 78. Yeah, I'm pretty almost positive that's the case. So, and they also had the 12-inch dowels. Now, I liked those as a kid. I mean, I thought the 12-inch, yes, I'm calling them dowels, I'm not calling them action figures. Who the hell cares? You know, the G.I. Joe doll, right? So anyways, I had G.I. Joes at the time. I had Mego dolls at the time. I had, well, of course, I mean, these were made by Mego, the Kiss dolls. And I had, and I wanted the Star Wars dolls. You know, I want them all. I didn't really, I got, what did I get? I got Luke, and I think I got Stormtrooper. I got Darth Vader, but I got him later, like, you know, from, not a garage sale, but like a friend of the family was selling them. Oh, well, Timmy really likes that Star Wars, and he doesn't, and my son doesn't play with them, so I'll sell them to you for like $1, 50 cents or something like that. I think we just got it for free. But, yeah, that was, so I had Darth Vader. But I really like the dolls. You know, they're big. They're significant big things. I'm sure you can't play with them. It kind of goes against my argument of making everything 7 inches and 6 inches, you know, because you can't make vehicles for them. But, you know, at the flip side, I kind of like I like the 12-inch dolls. If you're going to go big, go all the way. I mean, you know, obviously you can go huge, but I mean, you're going to go big. Stop at 6 inches, which would be 1/12 scale. Go to 1/6 scale. Do like the, and obviously they're doing that with the Hot Toys, and obviously the Hot Toys are asinine expensive. But sorry, I'm not trying to be positive. Anyways, you know, I always wanted the Kiss doll. I said this in the Kiss video. I always wanted them, and I did get one back in birthday of 1979. My mom's like, well, you know, we got you a Kiss doll for your birthday. And you know who I wanted? I wanted frickin' Ace Frehley. I would have taken Gene. Gene's cool, but I liked Ace Frehley the most. And I would have taken Peter Criss. The one I did not want, sorry, Paul. The one I did not want was Paul Stanley. For some reason, Paul he didn't do it for me as a kid. I don't know. I don't know if it was his, I don't know if it was his voice, if it was just that look he's got. I don't know. For some reason, Paul just didn't. I know he was like the ladies' man, I guess. Maybe that didn't really. No, I guess they're all the ladies' man. I mean, Gene obviously was the ladies' man. But I mean, it was. I think maybe it was. Obviously, I liked the Demon, the Monster, because I liked monsters, and I liked the Ace because he had the softer features. Just like I like to think that I have soft features, but I don't. Anyways, I mean, if I lost 100 pounds, I'd have soft features. But anyways, so I really wanted the Ace doll, and I would have taken Gene as a runner-up. Second runner-up would have been Peter. If I had to take one doll, and it would be reluctantly, I would take Paul. So my mom made a big deal about getting me a Kiss doll, because she's like, well, I'm not buying all 4 of those dolls. Those are expensive. You know, all of them would cost nearly $50. Which I guess, I mean, in all honesty, that was a lot of money back then. It was more than in '78, that was more than a Millennium Falcon, for crazy. You could have Millennium Falcon and the Death Star playset for probably just under 50, or right around there, $50. And the dolls were, I don't think they were 10 or 12 a piece. I think they were like, maybe they were 12. I think they were $12 a piece. That's the problem I had with Star Wars figures. I wanted all those too. You know, and my parents were like, well, you know, they're very expensive. Which, you know, I wish I could have gone back and argued with 5-year-old me and said, hey, look, you want the dolls, right? You also want the action figures, right? But if you want the dolls, how about you make your parents a deal? Say, hey, you know, you don't have to buy me the Death Star PlayStation or the Millennium Falcon or all these vehicles. Just get the dolls. Because if you were to add everything up, and like I said, those 2 vehicles there would have covered the Kiss dolls, and I would say all of the other peripheral Star Wars stuff would have covered probably most of the the regular 12-inch dolls for Star Wars. But alas, and I could have gotten, back when they did Power of the Force in the 90s, I could have gotten, not the exact boxes which I would have wanted, but I could have gotten, they reissued a bunch of those dolls and made new ones. And then I had a Darth Maul doll when the prequels came out. I think I had a Qui-Gon, I had a Darth Maul, I had a couple of Amidala, the really nice, expensive Amidala. I had a strange length of girlfriend got it for me for a birthday, which seems to be a weird purchase for a girl to buy your boyfriend. But anyways, I wanted it, and she knew I liked this stuff, so, she, at the time, she liked me enough to, it was like $80. It was pretty expensive. But anyway, I got rid of all of those. I wish I didn't. I'm not a huge prequel fan, but those were pretty nice. And even back then, I was like, I much better like the dolls than the action figures. The action figures just kind of sucked. Yeah, so I'm trying to stay on track with Kiss. So I ended up getting a Kiss doll. My mom made a big deal about it. And who do you think it was? That's Paul Stanley. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it? Why would it not be? So, anyways, I liked it. I wanted the rest of them, but I had Paul, and I took care of him. I played with him, and I made him sing the songs and played the records and stuff, and posed him and stuff, and was there. And who the heck knows what happened to him? You rip all the clothes off to make naked doll, and then suddenly you can't find everything, and then you just got a naked doll. You're like, I don't want to play with naked Paul anymore. Or naked, as my grandma would call that. Doll's naked, gotta get some clothes on him. Anyways, so fast forward to like the late 80s, and remember I was telling the story before, there was a place called Cinderella's Attic, and it was like a resale shop. It was kind of a hippy-dippy, it became really hippy-dippy once like the 90s came around and the pseudo-hippie movement came around, but it was kind of cutting edge and offbeat in the late 80s before everybody went pseudo-hippie. So anyways, they had all 4 dolls, and they had them up on a display or whatever, and they were for sale, and they wanted like $300 for all of them. And I was like, ooh, that's expensive. This was late 80s. I'm like, oh, that's expensive. And they're like, yeah, we don't really want to sell them, but if we would take $300 for them. That's what the girl would say at the counter. And I think they ended up finally selling. I think they actually ended up getting bought and then resold to Dave's Comics, because Dave's Comics right around the block there in Royal Oak, Michigan, he ended up having at least 4 of them. I don't know if they're the same ones, but it seems like they were gone from Cinderella's Attic and suddenly appeared at Dave's Comics. And he had them in the case in the back of his store. He had like this big long glass case, really cool looking thing, and he had them all in there. And then I think Time Travelers had a set, and they might even have got that set again somehow. But anyways, regardless, they were pretty out of reach at the time. I'd seen them at conventions for crazy amounts of money. And as you see, I'll show you, there are crazy amounts of money today. So let's just flip over to that too. Let me show you this. So here is just a Kiss Dolls 1978, right? And, here they are in their boxes. And sure, they looked like dolls from 78, right? But there was a charm to that. I don't need McFarlane accurate, and McFarlane, he made the action figures, he didn't make them accurate. He made them all like monsters and comic booky characters and stuff. It's like, no, can you just make them streamlined? Maybe just make them a little bit, basically these are fine. I think the faces are fine. I think where they were limited in this set was the boots. Like Gene's boots were hard to do, so they came out a little wonky. Ace, his gauntlets and his boots were a little wonky. The bottoms looked fine, but they were a little wonky. Everybody's boots were just a little wonky. Because Barbie, I don't think there was a Barbie equivalent to like thigh high. They didn't have stripper Barbie, so you couldn't, or BDSM Barbie, so they couldn't borrow that from that. I think the tunic he has looks pretty cool. I don't know why I called it a tunic. Whatever they call that. His thing. I just called it this as a kid. The thing he's got. Because specifically, these are the Love Gun dolls, and these are my favorite of all their costumes, all iterations of any Kiss costume. My absolute favorite for all four of them, hands down, was the Love Gun costumes. I think the Dynasty costumes are a little over the top, but they kind of had some charm into themselves as well. And of course, like, they're hotter than hell, and even Gene's more known for his Destroyer armor. I don't like it as much as I like the Love Gun costume. But, so anyways, yeah, I mean, you got the dolls. There they are in their boxes. That would be peeking at me when I go to the toy store as a kid. They're all of them. So, as you can see, you can see some eBay stuff here. So they're selling those ones in particular. Those are going for $2,700. You can see these prices just astronomical, right? It's crazy how much they go for. I think I saw somebody selling just the boxes and not that great a convention without the dolls for like $500. That didn't pop up, but I think here was an original ad for the dolls here. So again, there's the Destroyer. We'll get to this stuff too. These unfortunately are extremely hard to get. They're about as hard to get as the original dolls, and I'll get to these because here's where I'm going with this. Sorry, I just wanted to see that real quick. So, if anybody's never heard of them, there's a company called Figure Toy Company, and they do basically Mego knockoffs. I don't know how, they must have a license or something through them, and they'll make characters that Mego never made, and they really get, and they're really focused. It seems like if you go to their home page here, you'll notice they really focus on like the 70s, 60s, and 70s, mostly 70s, because look, you got Batman. I know it's 60s, but they rerun it in 70s. Scooby-Doo, Super Friends, Johnny Quest, Tarzan, Evel Knievel, that type of thing. I mean, they do make wrestlers and stuff, but for the most part, it looks like, and then the other DC heroes, and they make, pretty cool looking figures. There's some Scooby-Doo ones. I mean, these are amazing. They're not super pricey, $20 a pop. I mean, they're cheaper than you can get these figures cheaper than you can get a 6-inch Marvel Legends or Star Wars Black. So which one would you rather have? I know they got these out in the store right now. They did these reissues of some of the heroes, and I've been thinking about getting them because I had a lot of these as a kid, and I was really but I really wanted the Marvel ones more than the DC ones, and they're only making the DC ones, but like they never had these. That's cool. So anyways, this company made, as you can see, I'll go back, and you'll see here, it used to be on the main page, and then they've archived them. Now, I'm assuming when they say they've archived something, it's no longer available. Like TV Classic Series Archive, they had a Dukes of Hazzard set that's now archived. They had the Batcave, which sold out and is now archived. Wonder Mud, Gilligan's Island, Evel Knievel. But they had the Kiss dolls, and now they're archived. So they just, like a year ago, they had looks like one more hurrah of them. And there they are right there. There's the Love Gun dolls. Now they do make 8-inch Mego-sized dolls, but as you can see, the Love Gun dolls, which is Series 9, are literal. They're not perfect one-to-ones, but they're close enough. I mean, it's just like, I don't know if it looks like Paul's got a little bit different hair. They look like a little softer hair, not as kind of 70s fro-y. But looks like all the same limitations of Gene's boots and stuff, Ace's boots. And then, of course, they made these costumes. You can get to make them do the, the Fan of the Park thing. But they had these, and they were $50 a piece, which is pricey. They're $50 a piece, and they sold out. Popular demand, they came back, sold out. I think they sold out, came and went like 3 or 4 times. Well, the last time they came, they were available. Sorry, the second last time they came to, I said to myself, you know what, I really only want Ace, because he's the one I never got, right? I'm sure I want them all 4 of them, just like I want all 4 solo albums, right? But I only have the Ace one, because Ace is my favorite. So, again, I was like, if I could just get Ace, that I would be happy. I could close the chapter on this and not worry about getting the rest of them. And of course, Ace was the first one to sell out. They had plenty of Pauls. So they didn't even have a Gene. So I was like, okay, well, but they did have, and then they're sold out of the 4-pack because you can get all of them together as a 4-pack. The 4-pack, as you can see here, is, sorry, clicking too hard. Series of 4. And they were $299, $50 a piece. You would think they'd cut you a little break since you're buying all 4 of them, but no, $400 or $200 for the set. And I kept hemming and hawing, and of course I missed it. And then they sent a message out saying, hey, we're going to do another wave of them, get ready, because they're going to sell out fast. And I ended up really, really close to pulling the punch. And right off the bat, I couldn't get just Ace. He sold out instantly. And I was like, I'm just going to have to get all 4 of them. And I was ready to go. I had it in the cart, ready to go. Credit card in, just had to hit the confirm, and I chickened out. I couldn't do it. I was like, $200 is a lot. I don't know. And at the time, I wasn't flush with cash, so it's just like, maybe when I'm flush with cash, which doesn't seem to very, very often, I was like, I don't think so. I can't do it. I guess I'm going to pass on them. So I passed on them. Then they went to archives. I don't think they're going to be made again. Maybe. Now, there was another way you could sort of get them, and that was these, which it's the same doll. They just came in these card backs, which are more indicative to the solo albums than the boxes that came. Now, I don't have to have the box, but I would prefer to have the original box, just like the old toy, just because that was part of the package. But I would take one of these, and of course these you can't find anymore either, on their site. I'm sure you can find them resale. So I thought to myself, oh shit, I guess I'm not going to get them again. And then I saw they were into archives, and they're all sold out. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to get them. So I looked around and looked around and looked around, and everybody wanted a lot of money for them for resale. $300, $400, $500 for the set. It's like, come on, guys. That's all. Everybody just bought them out. It's like, yes, Figure Toy Company, yes, they're going to sell out instantly because all the scalpers are going to buy them all and sell them on eBay for $500. Of course they're selling out. You're like, it's, were they sick of making money? They got to archive them now? Or maybe their license expired. I don't know. And they had Destroyer dolls. Now, the Destroyer dolls are the 8-inch dolls, just like they have the Dress to Kill dolls or 8-inch dolls. I don't want those. The Alive 1 dolls are kind of neat, but again, those are also... I don't need a Santa Claus Gene. I hate stupid shit like this. Seriously. Anyways, I was like, oh, maybe Alive 1, there's a Destroyer, or the Monster Gene. Actually, these are more of the newer Reunion dolls. So, and then they had Dynasty dolls. Now, the Dynasty dolls, even though Dynasty's a much hated album, it's growing on me. I kind of like it. I actually don't mind their I know the band, some of the band, so specifically Paul and Ace, do not like all the colors and stuff. But it's just like the Ninja Turtles. For some reason, you put characters in, even though they're clearly different looking characters, it's all black and white makeup with black and silver. They're Ninja Turtles with red headbands. So they've got to make them playmates, and they got to put colors on them so people can readily identify them. Because they assume people are stupid, and they're probably not wrong. But anyways, I was like, oh, these are really cool. Are these coming out? No, these are all sold out too. How much can you get these for on the secondary market? Oh, God. You're talking like extremely highly rare. These are like over $1,000 for these sets. Like, really? God, can anybody just come out with something and let me know that it's for sale, and I'll give them my money, even if it's $50. I learned my lesson. I wait too long, I'm going to miss it. But I never even saw. I got no message. Actually, I did get a message on these because I signed up to their newsletter, and by the time I got the message and clicked on it, they're all gone. So, again, now I guess I'm getting negative. I had this issue about something this morning, and this is kind of what I wanted to rant about. And now I'm ranting about this, and I'm trying to stay positive because I have good news. Not super good news, but good news enough, if you know what I mean. I'll tell you in a minute. Anyways, so here we go. Let's go over to eBay. Okay, I come across this listing here in particular. $189. Okay. These are the reissues. These are the figure toy companies. That's right there. It doesn't say Mego. So they're not trying to pass them off as originals. The last one, the last set. Now they've said the last. This I just pulled this website up a couple of minutes ago. Actually, here I'll hit refresh just to prove it to you. Still says last one. 50. The other night I clicked on this and it said last one. So 53 sold. So obviously this person bought a shit ton of sets if they sold that many sets. However, the nice thing about this person is, or store, whatever they are, this is just lots of toys, probably a store or a home store, whatever, is they're selling them for actually at a discount, really, because if you bought them through, I don't even think Figure Toy Company gives you a free shipping, even on $200. I think you still have to pay shipping, which is going to be like $225 or $210 with tax and everything. So this place gives you, a $10 break. It's not a huge break, but it's a break. And then they give you offer here, free shipping, ships out of Florida. Wesley Chapel, to be specific. Okay. Gives you approximate date they'll be delivered. Oh, that's not far from now. That's like next week. Okay. All right. I checked down. It says here, brand new, sealed, nice boxes. So the boxes aren't effed up. 12-inch made, blah, blah, figured out. Everything's about it clean. All looks great, right? So I put them in my cart. I had to get a new debit card. So I had to update. I haven't ordered from eBay in a while, so I had to update my information. And I was like, I'm right in that same situation again. Like, come on now. It's like, and again, I'm not flush with cash right now, and I'm just like, damn it. And they go, last one, they're going to sell out, you're never going to see them for that cheap again. I mean, free shipping, and you're going to pay tax, but still, you're still going to pay less than you'd pay on their site. I know, and I'm still in, actually right now I'm not. Now I kind of, not necessarily screwed the pooch, but I went and did something, and I'll show you what's going to happen, which prevents me in the future. I mean, I still could, but it would kind of be stupid at this point. But I could still buy the set, but I'm going to get two of a specific person. You know what's going. You know what I did. So, anyways, I wanted to see, well, what else does this place have for sale? Because I think I was looking down here and I saw it said something, and they had a store. Or no, I think I was just scanning down. I saw a store. Visit store. Okay, let's go to this person's store. Oh, well, look at that. They've got all the individual dolls separate. And I'm like, okay, $60, $10 more than the site. However, you're going to pay like $8 or something in shipping plus tax through that site, even if they had a Ace Frehley doll. So I thought to myself, if they have free shipping, it's going to be within a couple of bucks, pocket change of difference in price. Here's the question. Let me guess. They only have Paul. Right. I click him on. Actually, we'll go to his actual listing just so you can see. Last one, they did have two. 21 sold. They did have two. Now, if they've broken up 21 sets, this person has bought a lot of them from that company. This is where they all got sold out to, essentially. Not to this. I'm not saying this guy specifically bought them all, but I'm saying he bought a significant chunk. And who knows which batch these. Maybe this was the most recent batch. Maybe they're a batch before. I don't know. I guess if I really jumped into or figured it, looked at the serial numbers and research. I'm not that crazy, but you could probably find out. I thought to myself, is free shipping? Oh, sure shit, free shipping. So I'm just paying tax. Well, even with tax, it's gonna be like less than $65. If I had to pay tax and shipping, it's gonna be about the same through the company. I'm like, and now I can. And he's in stock. They had two at the time, and you can get what I wanted. Almost 50 years ago. I'm like, all right, do we do it? Man, this nostalgia thing is just pulling on my wallet than pulling on my heartstrings. But I'm just like, do I really want Ace? I mean, I want them all, just like I want all the solo albums, but I really wanted just the Ace one, because that's all I had as a kid too, was the Ace one, solo album, an 8-track. I have it now in LP. You guys saw that video. Go watch that video. But I'm like, all right, should I get it? All right. As you can see, it says buy another. I guess I just gave myself away. I said, screw it. All right. So I went and I bought it. And it's already shipped. It's shipped the same day I paid for it. That's pretty nice. So I ordered it, I think, 2 days ago. What was yesterday? Thursday? I ordered it... No, I ordered it yesterday morning. And it shipped yesterday. And it says it's supposed to be here tomorrow. So, let's see. I'm definitely going to do a follow-up video of this when it comes. And we'll do an unboxing. Because if it comes, I can always do an unboxing of it. I hope it comes. I paid for it. And I saw it was, the money was debited from my account. So I bought it. So, he's coming. I've got Ace. And of course now I'm just like, well, now I kind of want the rest of them. However, I don't know how many are available, but clearly I could probably... Now, here's the thing. I'm going to screw the pooch in the long run, because I'm going to... If I was to buy these individually, I'm going to spend $40 more than $50 more than I had to if I would have just bought the set. But I don't have to shell out $200 right off the get-go. If they're available for a while, hopefully they are. I could buy them over time. Let's see about Gene. So Gene would be my second doll to get. The last one. 14 sold last one, so he probably is going to go. You never know. But that price range I'll take. Like I said, with the free shipping, that's a no-brainer. Because like I said, you can't, even at $49.99 on Figure Toy Company with their shipping and tax, I'm going to pay maybe $2 less. It's not even an issue. So I got it, and I was looking at some of their other sites and stuff. But here's the thing. Let me go. Where can I get to it from? Am I still up on the thing? I think it's the same ship. I think it's the same company though. Actually, let's just do this and make it easy. Let's go back here. Did I see it here? But as you can see, I mean, they've got a bunch of these other sets, but look how much they are. I mean, a lot. This one's got, but shipping at $25. But still relatively in the ballpark. How many? Oh, it says sold out. Oh, sealed, sold out online. But did they have them? Okay, but it says buy. Did they just mean it's because it's sold out online? They have them? I don't know. But again, oh, nice Heather Thomas poster for their icon. It's cool. Sorry. They did have the I saw the Dynasty dolls popped up though, just out of for shits and giggles. Let's look up that real quick. I want to show. I think it's the same seller as the one I bought it from. I'm not 100% certain, but I just want you to see the what they're going for. So even these, I mean, that's not terrible. Like I said, if it's available, last-ditch effort. If you had to get the ones carded, that's fine, I guess. Those actually are going for more money anyways. But I'm not buying these in as an investment. But I guess there are options, I'm paying for a mistake that I did. I could have gotten. See, there's the Hotter Than Hell dolls. Oh, I think those are 8-inch. I just want to see this McFarlane Toys thing. That's just a statue, I believe, isn't it? Look how much it is. $750. Yeah, it's probably. Is that even a statue, or is it a? It's got the girls though with the white makeup on. I always thought that was cool. Yeah, they're not. I don't think they're that beefy. They're just too. McFarlane, those are better, but even still, McFarlane, I think, got a little excessive on the stuff. But let me just look it up here. Comics, eh? Okay, let's just go to KISS, Figure Toy Company, Dynasty. I'm not going to buy them, but that's actually, I don't think that was the listing I saw. I think these are loose. Oh, they're the loose ones. They didn't come in the boxes. with 400 for the sets, or 100 a doll there. Why do they look like... Are they 8 inches? Wait a minute. I thought they were 12 inches. I'm pretty positive the site said 12. Is this them? 12 inch. Oh yeah, right there. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Is this the same? No, it's a different company. But check that out right there. This is what I saw. The Dynasty doll. $2,500 for the Dynasty dolls for the 12 inches. I guess they're extremely rare. Well, of course they are. Because some jackass went and bought them all in the first 2 seconds they were posted on the goddamn website. You know, and unless they reprint them again, and you get there in time, again, they'll probably raise their prices. Then they'll probably sell them for $75 a piece on their own site. So you're looking at $300 to get that, right? Like I said, I don't have to have the Dynasty. I have no outside of me going to the tour, to the concert with my dad at the Silverdome. I really don't have a lot of connection with the Dynasty album. I said I'm just now trying to get into it. So again, you know, it's cool, but you know, and I mean, it would be nice to have all of the, specifically more the 12 inches. I don't really like the 8. I mean, the 8 inches would be cool too, but it'd be neat to have these. I wish I would have gotten into these a long time ago when they first started making them. But you know, I guess hindsight's 20/20. You could say that about a lot of things. Yeah. So make a short story long. I got Ace coming. I know it's not as impressive as, you know, spending the $200 and buying all 4 of them. You know, again, where am I going to put them? I mean, Ace I can plunk down right. I got a spot for Ace right here. I can put him. You know, I was thinking, I could put all 4 of them on top of my record player. That'd be cool. It'd be just like when I was a kid. But the problem is, I'd have to keep taking them down every time I use my record player. I clear off a shelf, slice on the shelf. Did you put those G.I. Joe guys away? Put the Transformers away? I don't know. You know, I got the Dungeons and Dragons. That was one of the rants I wanted to do today about those, but I'm not going to get into that. Staying positive, remember. I got something coming that I've been wanting for years, and I'm actually going to get it now. So, be happy. You know, so I'm telling myself, just be happy. But, you know, it's funny. With this, that's the problem with this affliction of buying this stuff and having this bug is it is an addiction, and you know, anybody who says it isn't is crazy. You know, is it an addiction that can kill you? Well, if it runs you broke, maybe. If you start holding up, you know, banks to get money to buy action figures and dolls, then yes, it could kill you. But I mean, chances are you fiending that much for action figures that you're going to commit crimes to get money for is no, I don't see that happening. But so it's an addiction. Is it healthy mental addiction? Probably not. Is it going to kill you? Is it going to give you cancer? So it will give you brain cancer? I don't know. Probably not. Is it you know? Is it going to ruin your relationships? I can do that myself. I don't need an addiction to ruin my relationships. You know, yeah, it's a low risk or a low consequence addiction. Just like being addicted to television. I mean, is it really going to kill you? No. Or addicted to the internet? Well, I mean, if it keeps you from working and you go broke and starve to death and get evicted, yeah, it's a problem then, but I would assume if you want to feed your addiction, you would want to stay working and stay getting money to keep your internet connection and a place to use it. You know what I mean? So I'm saying is, I think the chances of you, you know, ruining your life with your addiction to, say, the internet or your addiction to action figures, I think there might be a point when, you know, your conscience steps and says, you know, you're not chemically, even though the dopamine hit is great, you're not chemically dependent on this stuff. You can quit, and it's not going to give you that many withdrawal symptoms. You might pout and bitch for a few weeks, you know, but chances are you can always just go buy another action figure if you want that bad, right? It's a free country. You're allowed to do what you want with your money. None of this is illegal. You know, do what makes you happy. I don't know why I went on that weird rant, but anyways, So, I guess the long and the short of it is, so just to reiterate, Kiss dolls, 1978. Ain't gonna touch the old ones. They're crazy expensive. This company makes pretty good facsimiles of them, so close that you probably won't even notice. Although if you do compare them side by side, you will notice some small, slight differences. But that's not to be, even my mask I got, I'm sure that's not a complete one-to-one if I was to have my one from 1984 and hold it next to it. Obviously Snake Mountain, Grayskull, they look a little different. But in spirit, they're the same thing, and they for the price point, they scratch the itch. They filled the void, and they scratch the itch. So there's this company. So check them out if you're not familiar with them. I highly suggest them. This will be my first thing I own from them. I've been wanting to get like the Super Friends. So I wanted the Legion of Doom dolls, the 8-inch Megos, and I really want the Marvel, but they obviously don't have the license for it. So yeah, I mean, it's cool. I would probably, if I was to get anything as far as the 8-inch dolls, probably the ones I would want would be the Destroyer ones. And those are, I could probably look them up online, and they're, let's just see, just to, for shits and giggles. Figure, Toy, Company, Kiss, Destroyer. That might be hard to find. As the Love Gun. Rock and Roll Over is still my favorite album, but studio album. But if you were to stack them up, Love Gun over Destroyer. Even though Destroy Rock City is a great song, Shout It Out Loud, it's a great song. I still gotta say, I think I'd like Love Gun better than Destroyer. I don't know, it might be sacrilege to some people. Some people that might be the way to go. But hey, we're all entitled to our opinion. We're all different, and so that's just the boxes for $100. I didn't see them in boxes. They're in the clamshells. Nice thing about the clamshells are, I wish they would all come in clamshells. Is it's just a card, and then you've got the sealer, the little, a tray that's inside there. You can put the doll back in, the clamshell back together, so you can take them out and enjoy them however you feel like enjoying them. And then you can put them back in, which is kind of cool. But you could do the same thing with the box that's coming with the other one, the Love Gun box. You just save the box. I'm going to save the box. I shouldn't save my boxes, but I like my boxes because I like the packaging. So you can always put them back in there too as well. What was I looking at? Oh yeah, these guys. I still haven't found them. Destroyer. Does they have a series number? Series 7? Let's put that in. Destroyer Series 7. I saw this. Speaking of the dolls, and I don't know exactly what this is. I guess they're action figures. It's not a lot of money because I thought they were 8-inch. I was like, oh, they're 8-inch figures? That's not terrible. But then I realized, oh, they're 3 3/4. Which, again, this would have been absolutely perfect when I was a kid. I didn't have to convert my Star Wars figures. However, and they do have the I don't know why it comes with the... I know he had an Explorer. Maybe he played the Explorer on this album specifically. Is that the case? I didn't know that. I had to find an orange Explorer knockoff and put my strap on that. Anyways, I don't know anything about these. I've never seen them before, but they're a thing, apparently. So, I love this. Really? You're going to charge me $15.55 for shipping after paying $2,500 for these? It's like, dude, just give me free shipping. You're going to, rape me for that kind of money. I'm not seeing them. I know it says they're sold out. Maybe these are really hard to find. I don't know. I just saw they're on there. I didn't go too far in depth. But like I said, those are the 8-inch ones. Those are like more comparable to Mego superhero dolls. But they're cool. I think they're cool. Even these, even the Dynasty series, the 8-inch ones. I'd take the 8-inch ones. But like I said, as you can see, they're on there without even you don't even get the clamshells. You just get the tray, and they're $100 a piece. So you can tell that those are kind of pricey. I guess the 12-inch must be super rare because they only made so many of them. I don't know. I'm sure, you know what, if this company wants to keep making money and they're not selling enough Scooby-Doo dolls, I'm sure they'll probably make more of them in the future. But until then, I got mine. At least I got my Ace doll. I'll probably get the other 3 at some point, just like I'll probably get the other 3 solo albums at some point. But alright. I guess it's sort of a short one today, so yeah. What was I going to say? I guess just in closing, I'm not going to go into my rant that I wanted to go to, but all I got to say is Mattel put out they're putting out Stone Dar for the He-Man Origins. And they had this countdown, the clicker to clock on their website, countdown today to pre-order them. And I don't know if you've tried to pre-order anything on Mattel Creations, but they have a tendency to sell out within nanoseconds. So you got to be Johnny on the spot right when they go on sale to put them in your cart, hopefully have all your credit card information already programmed in, and you can get out before somebody else buys them. Or pre-orders them even. So that was supposed to happen today. I remember I said I don't really want the newer ones, but I thought, hey, maybe I might pick that one up because it'll be hard to find if he sells it. Just like my son's got the Grizzlor, so maybe, hey, I'll get that one. And it's $20. It wasn't a lot of money, you know, so I figured maybe I'll get them. And then I go on to Action Figure Toy News, which I do every morning when I check the news in the morning, and they've postponed it. That's not really what set me off, but I did kind of just think to myself, you know, come on, guys. It's like, you can't get your shit together. You've been talking about this pre-sale. What happened? You know, what happened? Somebody just not show up for work that day? What happened? Why? You're not selling us the stuff right away. We've got to wait till May to get it anyways. Can't you still just keep the pre-sale going? But maybe, I don't know. Maybe they had a problem somewhere. Who knows? I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. And then I came across, I guess I'll just have to go to it for, sorry. You know what? Screw it. I'm not going to complicate this video. If you just look up the Dungeons & Dragons 50-year anniversary Strongheart. Now, I've got Strongheart right here, right? And his NECA looks beautiful, right? Now NECA's doing repaints. Come on with the freaking repaints. And they're repainting him to look just like the original LJN toy figure, so no shading and washes. He's black painted, and he is just like he was before, and they're putting him on the card. Now, you know me, I'm a sucker for the boxes and cards. But it's just like, really? It's like, don't tell me you're just going to repaint all of the figures you already have out before you give us the rest of the ones in the line. And you know exactly that's what they're going to do. Oh, well, it's the 50-year anniversary. Oh, no, and next year, I guess we're not going to continue anymore. We're just not going to come out with them. Really? You're not going to come out the rest of them from the line? Just stuff like that really pisses me off. And it's just like, I know I'm looking at it on the negative, but the thing is, it's not unrealistic. I've been watching these companies, and that's NECA, but even still, Mattel is pretty good. They're starting to kind of fall off the bandwagon. NECA, I don't know much about, but, you know, I thought they were on the up and up. But I swear to God, over the last few years of getting back into collecting these figures and stuff, I've just seen so many things. I can't even count them all, as how many times I've just gotten pissed off at these companies of just shenanigans and just things that they do. And it's like I said, I don't want to get negative. So I am going to try to, you know, I'm going to do some stretches in the morning so I can get my head, you know, get inside my rectum. And I want to try to be positive, not be negative, and enjoy the fact that I got Ace Frehley coming. So there's that. All right. Remember, like and subscribe. Hit me up with all your comments. This is a Kiss video. So hopefully you got 9 gazillion squillion people come out of the woodwork to watch a Kiss video, you know, or they won't. But hopefully you do, and so I can, make a, get more people to come to my site and subscribe. Yeah, so do that. Subscribe. All right, talk to you then. Bye-bye. I'll talk to you when it's supposed to come tomorrow, so I might make the video tomorrow if it comes, and I'll do an unboxing, so stay tuned for that one too.